Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So once again I'm back at the luxury drive showroom to take a look at the 2022 model of the Rolls-Royce Ghost, and in this video I'll be letting you know everything from the exterior features to the interior features, and in the end I'll let you know if the Rolls-Royce Ghost is a better buy than the Bentley Flying Spur or the Maybach S-Class, or you should skip it altogether and go for the Phantom. So do stick till the end, and before we go ahead and talk about the car itself, I just wanted to give Luxury Drive a big thanks for allowing me to come here and make the video with the Ghost. And to show my appreciation, I want you guys to go ahead and follow them on their Instagram page. The link will be in the description below, and I'll also be leaving the location link for their showroom in the description as well. So for those who are watching this video from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I want you guys to come visit their showroom. They do have a really nice collection, and they do have luxury cars as well as non-luxury cars as well. So there's something for everyone. And if you're watching the video for the first time, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your bell notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And let's go ahead and take a look at the car. Alright guys, so here it is, the 2022 model of the Rolls-Royce Ghost. And let me tell you about the Ghost for those who don't know what it is. So the Ghost is the smallest Rolls-Royce that you can buy. After that comes the Cullinan, which is one of the largest Rolls-Royce ever made, and at the top of the lineup you have the Phantom. So you can call the Rolls-Royce Ghost as the entry-level point into the Rolls-Royce range, if you can call a Rolls-Royce entry-level, and it is also one of the least expensive ways you can get into the Rolls-Royce lineup as well. Just keep in mind, even though it's the least expensive Rolls-Royce, the price is still pretty high for most of the people. So as you might know, the Ghost was created to attract younger buyers, like the new millionaires that are coming in due to the cryptocurrency and the NFTs, because usually the people who buy the Phantom are older in age, like 50 above, 60 above, like that, and they wanted a new demographic into the Rolls-Royce group. And because of that, to attract younger buyers, they have made the Ghost look a bit more sporty than the last generation. The last generation especially was not one of my favorites. It did look good, but still I did not like it that much. I preferred the Bentley Flying Spur a lot more over that one. But this new Ghost is currently one of my favorites across all the Rolls-Royce lineup, because I have already reviewed the Phantom and have also reviewed the Cullinan as well. And in terms of looks alone, the Rolls-Royce Ghost is my favorite out of all of them. And as you can see, when you compare it to its direct rival, the Bentley Flying Spur, the Flying Spur is a bit more sporty in terms of its stance, but the Rolls-Royce just looks a lot more elegant, but it does have an aggressive face to match. So the Ghost that you see over here is the standard wheelbase variant. Then you have an extended wheelbase, which is obviously longer and has more room in the rear seats, and you have the black badge. The black badge comes only as a standard wheelbase. You can't get an extended version of the black badge, so that comes in the same size as the standard wheelbase, but it does have extra power and better handling. So before we go ahead and talk about the design, I wanted to show you the price. So this being the entry-level Rolls-Royce, and also this one in particular is spec'd quite nicely. The price of this in Luxury Drive, as you can see, is almost 2.4 million Riyals. I'll convert it into dollars for you guys. And just keep in mind, cars here in Saudi Arabia are much more expensive than their US and European counterparts, because we have import taxes and VAT. So that's why the price of the car hikes up. But now the price is out of the way, let's talk about the car. So this is the 2022 model year, and in 2022 Rolls-Royce made only one change, and it is that they have added the black badge model. Before that it was only the standard Rolls-Royce Ghost, but now for 2022 they have also added the black badge model. Other than that, they have not done any other change. So let's start with the front, and as you can see, the new front fascia of the Ghost is really nice and aggressive. I do like it a lot when compared to the Phantom. The Phantom does look quite aggressive as well, but I feel like the Ghost's design is a lot more aggressive than the Phantom as well. The Cullinan is, as you can see over there, is pretty serrated. It does not have an aggressive look to it. So here I have the key. It is wrapped in plastic just to protect it from scratches and stuff, but the leather at the back of the key is matched to the paint that you see over here. And in terms of paint, you can see we have a two-tone paint finish. You can get a single tone paint, you can have this two-tone paint, you can have single tone paint with a silver bonnet. You have a lot of options because it is a Rolls-Royce. You have thousands of color options for a Rolls-Royce, and even if you don't like the color options that they provide you with, you can just give them a paint sample and they'll paint your car in that particular color as well. The previous Rolls-Royce Ghost had a hood that finished off right here before the Spirit of Ecstasy, but as you can see on the new Ghost, Rolls-Royce pulled the hood all the way to the end, and now the Spirit of Ecstasy is a part of it. And I just wanted to show you the flakes in the paint. I hope you can see it clearly. It just looks so shiny. This is a solid paint. This one is not metallic, but the paint on the top over here is metallic, and you can just see how it shines under the lights. It looks really nice. Then we have the grille, the famous Rolls-Royce grille. So before it was a bit upright in the previous Ghost, but now in this they have pushed it a bit back just to make it a bit more aerodynamic, and it is full metal. It's not plastic, and I hope you can just hear this. So that is metal. And over here you can see we have a camera for the 360-degree camera view, and if you go for the black badge models, the stainless steel that you see, it will be blacked out. But if you like chrome, then you can only get it on the standard Rolls-Royce Ghost, because the black badge blacks out almost all of the chrome on the car. Then we have the headlights. So when you unlock the car, I'll just show it to you. When you unlock the car, the LED signatures turn on. You saw the indicators, and this is how the DRLs look when they're turned on. So it has a pretty nice and aggressive design as well. I just keep telling that because it is, but I'll just show you the headlight when it's fully turned on. So here is how the headlight looks when it's fully turned on, and it obviously has all the matrix technology that you need for blinding parts of its being, so that it doesn't dazzle oncoming riders. You can also see the Rolls-Royce logo embedded inside, and overall it does look quite good. Then here you can see on the lower bumper we have some vents for cooling, and you have your radar sensor for your safety systems, and overall the design looks quite good. The silver lines in the grille that you see over here will be blacked out if you go for the black badge as well. But overall that's all there is to show in the front of the car. And now let's move towards the side and take a look over there. So here is the side profile of this Rolls-Royce Ghost. It is a 5.5 meter long car. I have to stand back and use my wide angle lens on the phone. Only then I can get the whole car in the frame. But as you can see, it has a nice elegant shape to it. Like most Rolls-Royce, you have a strong flat line in the front, and it tapers down towards the back, and overall it just looks quite like stately. Looking at the Bentley Flying Spur, it has a very sporty stance like a sports sedan, but the Rolls-Royce, when you look at it from the side, there is no doubt that it is a luxury car, and it does not show any other intentions. Then on this particular Ghost, you can see we have the double coach line in black. This one is not painted on, it is a sticker or a vinyl, but if you want, you have the option of painting it as well. That will obviously cost extra because it is hand painted. Then as standard, the Rolls-Royce Ghost comes with 19-inch rims, but you should not go for that. You should go for these 21-inch rims, and you can see they also have optioned out the pinstriping on the wheel. If you don't want that, there's no need to get it, but you do have the option of pinstriping, and I think it just looks quite good because of that as well. And these rims look quite good, but I do prefer the ones that you get on the black badge. I'll just show you a picture of how it looks. So those are my favorite wheels for the Rolls-Royce Ghost, but these do look good as well. You have quite a few different options for your rims, and you also have endless customization options for the hubcap and all that stuff. You can also paint your brake caliper, and as I said, endless customization. It's Rolls-Royce. Then in terms of the size, so this particular front wheel is a 255 section tire. You have a 40 series sidewall and obviously the 21-inch rim. And then in terms of the suspension, by the way, Rolls-Royce introduced a new feature for this particular Ghost called mass damping. What does mass damping mean? So it is it has double wishbone suspension on the front, but Rolls-Royce decided to add an extra weight on top of that because it just helps to create stability. So that's why Rolls-Royce did that, and it has actually resulted in one of the best driving Rolls-Royce in terms of its comfort, in terms of handling, all that stuff. Many people actually prefer the way the Rolls-Royce Ghost drives over the Phantom and the Cullinan, because this was newly introduced on the Ghost. At the time it was not available on the Phantom, but I think on the new facelifted version they have introduced it on the Phantom as well. I'm not sure though. So as expected from a Rolls-Royce, it does ride good. Now unfortunately, since the car is in the showroom, I cannot drive it, and I know you guys like to watch videos where the person drives the car and shares the experience of driving a car like a Rolls-Royce, but unfortunately I can't do that. Hopefully in the future, sometime when there's a new Rolls-Royce model, I might be able to drive it and share my experience of driving it with you guys. So fingers crossed for that. Then on the side over here we have your Rolls-Royce logo and your indicator light as well. You have your side mirrors along with your 360 camera, and then you have the suicide doors with the door handle in the middle. They are in chrome, by the way, and you can also see the window surrounds in chrome. If you go for the black badge, they are blacked out as well. Then we move on to the rear tire. So same size as in the fronts in terms of diameter, but you do have a wider section. So this is a 285 section tire with a 35 series sidewall and again the 21-inch rims. You can take a look at the brakes at the back, and you have a black single piston caliper as well. Then moving towards the back, you can see the front of the car is pretty boxy, but as you move towards the back, the design tapers in so that it makes it look narrower, and because of the way the design tapers in, it looks small from the back, but it looks sporty as well. I do like the rear design a lot as well. It just looks classy. And here's how the tail light looks when they're turned on. You have your single outline, and this is when the indicators turn on, and you can see the black paint that comes all the way to the back and covers the trunk area. And then as you move down, you have your lower bumper. Nothing fancy, very simple. You just have two exhaust pipes, and inside the exhaust pipes you can see we have two individual exhausts as well. So that's all there is to show in terms of the design of the exterior. And let's take a look at the boot space now. So to open the boot, you can use the button right under the badge right over there. You can also use the button in the interior, or you can use the button on the key fob. It's a square button. You just hold it and the boot opens up electronically. So right now, as you can see, it's a brand new car and it's filled with all the carpets and everything, so that when people who just come to take a look at the car sit inside, they don't spoil it. So they have just kept it for storing over here. But in total you have 507 liters of space. That is almost 18 cubic feet. So it's quite good and quite practical. The carpets, as you can see, are really soft. It's like you're petting a sheep. It just feels really nice and soft. And you have tons of space in the boot over here, and you can store like a good amount of luggage over there. And that's all there is to show in the boot space. And now let's take a look at the engine bay. So here's the engine bay of the Rolls-Royce Ghost. As you can see, I told you the Spirit of Ecstasy is a part of the hood now, so it comes through that space over there. If you try to steal it, it will go inside, but I don't want to break it. So here's the engine bay. 6.75 liter V12 or 6.75 V12. It is obviously twin turbocharged, and in the standard Rolls-Royce Ghost it produces 563 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, or 850 newton meters of torque. In the black badge, like I told you, it produces 592 and 664 pound-feet of torque. That's like 900 newton meters, so a little bit of extra power. And they also have like done some changes for the suspension, but other than that everything else remains the same. So this engine is attached to an 8-speed ZF gearbox, and the Rolls-Royce Ghost is all-wheel drive. So combined, the Rolls-Royce Ghost has a curb weight of 2,435 kilos or 2.4 tons. That is almost 5,370 pounds. So it is a pretty heavy car, and if you go for the extended wheelbase, it obviously weighs more, but it's to be expected because this thing has almost 100 kilos of sound deadening, just so you're comfortable in the cabin and no unwanted sound comes inside. So they have done that much engineering for it, so it's to be expected. It's a luxury car. You have tons of leather, metal and all that stuff, so the weight will naturally increase. And Rolls-Royce has given the standard Ghost 0 to 100 time of 4.8 seconds. People have gone from 0 to 100 in 4.6 or even less, but it depends on the surface, the air temperature and all that stuff. But the manufacturer quoted time is 4.8 seconds, and you have a top speed limited to 250 kilometers per hour or 155 miles per hour, which I think is more than enough in a Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce are not built to chase top speeds. They're just built to take you from A to B in as much comfort as possible. So that's your engine bay. Now let's jump inside and we'll take a look at the interior. So guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your bell notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And now let's jump inside and take a look over there. So before we go ahead and take a look at the interior, I know this might not be something that a Rolls-Royce owner looks at, but it's my job to show it, so I will. So this is the fuel economy of the Rolls-Royce Ghost. It is 7.9 km per liter, so that means it is very poor. It's to be expected. It has a huge 6.7 liter V12, so obviously you will have a pretty bad fuel economy, but that's something the Rolls-Royce owner does not look at. he does not care about it. So now let's take a look at the interior. So to open the doors, it has an electric motor that makes it easier for you to open the door, and despite being a heavy door, it is pretty easy to open it. And there's your door trim. So as expected from a Rolls-Royce, it is covered in leather and metal. So everything you touch that is leather or metal, it actually is. So the leather on top over here, as you can see on this two-tone leather finish, you have a black, and this looks like a cream or a white leather interior. Under these yellow lights, it does look a bit different, but I think it is white. So as you can see, the leather up top is really nice and soft. This is a sort of a grab handle for you to close the door. Then over here you can see we have some stainless steel. You have your door locks in stainless steel. Then we come down and you can see we have the wood veneer. This thing is called dark amber. It has a polished finish. It's not open pore, but I do prefer open pore a bit more. But this thing does have quite a nice design. You can just take a look at these lines in the veneer over here. It looks like you have added silver threads or something like that. It just looks quite good. Then you have your stainless steel door handle, and this looks like a light. Then you have your speaker system. This is the standard speaker system. If you want, you can get a Rolls-Royce bespoke audio speaker system as well, and from what I've heard about it, it sounds really good. So if you can buy a Rolls-Royce Ghost, I think you should definitely opt for that. Then coming down below, we have the armrest, again in that same nice soft leather. You have your window switches, mirror controls, and your button to open your boot. And you have some more leather with stitching right at the bottom, with some door storage as well. Here you can see we have the sill plates in silver with your illuminated Ghost logo. So these are how the seats look. You have a two-tone finish. You have black in the middle, white on the outside. You also have the headrest in black with Rolls-Royce logo embroidered in white, and you also have the seat piping in white as well. As expected from a Rolls-Royce, the leather is nice and soft, and you have quite a few amounts of adjustment right over there. One thing I forgot to show you, you do have some controls right over here as well, but this particular one is not equipped with the front massage seats. We'll have to take a look if it is equipped with the massage seats at the back as well. And I think that's all there is from the outside. I'm in the interior of the Rolls-Royce Ghost, and the first thing that I want to show you, since the door is open, you have the option of closing it automatically, because I can't be bothered to reach till there. And all you have to do is pull this button right over here, and as you pull it, the door will come towards you and shut itself. So the first thing that I want to mention after sitting in the Ghost is that how quiet it is. I don't know how it sounds on the microphone currently as I'm filming, but this thing just feels incredibly quiet. I feel like I am in some kind of studio that has been, blocked from the outside world, and there's no sound allowed inside. So it just feels that quiet. And a fun fact about this, Rolls-Royce actually over-engineered the car so much that they made it almost completely silent. And when they took it out on test, many of the people that were driving or sitting in the back seats, they felt motion sickness because of how quiet it was. They were feeling disoriented. So because of that, Rolls-Royce had to engineer some of the sound back into the cabin so that it doesn't make people feel sick. So that's how much over-engineered this car is. So that's pretty cool as well. And despite the fact that they actually let in some sound, it's still so quiet over here. And one more thing, as you can see, I do have an okay amount of headroom. Right now the seat is in its lowest position. I am 6'4" or 195 centimeters, and this cap is a bit high. That's why the cap is almost touching the roof line. But I did check by removing the cap itself, and I do have an okay amount of headroom, so that's not an issue. But one thing I have to say is the comfort in these seats. These seats are really comfortable. I have already sat in the Phantom and the Cullinan, so I do know how comfortable the Rolls-Royce seats are, and I think these are one of the best seats that I have sat in. I just don't feel like getting out of it. It just feels so nice, and that's all I wanted to say. So let's talk about the interior now. So as expected from a Rolls-Royce, you have leather everywhere on the top. Here we have the white leather with the black stitching. You have some more leather on the bottom right over here. Then you have your infotainment screen. You can see the clock right over here. It is a really nice looking clock, by the way. Then over here you can see we have the Ghost logo and along with really small dots, as I don't know if you can see it correctly or not, but it does have a lot of small dots. A fun fact about this part as well, Rolls-Royce have actually, they developed this thing, and it has 90,000 laser etched holes just for these small LEDs at the back. And as you can see, we have currently the Ghost logo written over here, but if you want, Rolls-Royce will put anything over there for you. So maybe if you have a family crest or emblem, you can do that. Or for example, if you take my name, Fawad Sheikh, and I want the initials FS over there, they will do that for me. Or whatever else you want, they will Rolls-Royce will do it for you, as long as you pay them good money, but they'll do it for you. So that's the amount of customizability you get in a Rolls-Royce, which I quite like. Then down below you can see the wood veneer that I showed you on the door trim as well. It has that really nice design inside, but it is a polished veneer. I personally prefer the ones with open pore design. I just like to feel the grain of the wood. It just feels pretty nice to me. But that's all there is to show over there. Then let's take a look at the steering wheel itself. So in typical Rolls-Royce fashion, you have a thin rim steering wheel which feels pretty good to hold. You have a Rolls-Royce logo in the middle. You have your cruise control settings all on the side over here. Then you have some volume controls, media controls, voice assistant features over here. At the back you have your indicator controls. On this side you have a light controls, safety system, and your start stop button. And on this side you have your gear selector. So one thing I want to tell you, on the gear selector, as you can see, the low button over here, for those who don't know, if you press that, it sort of acts as a sport mode for the Rolls-Royce. So it chooses a lower gear and helps you in the acceleration. So in a particular situation where you want to overtake on the highway, you can use that. One thing I wanted to point out in the Rolls-Royce Ghost is that everything is high quality, the leather, the metal, all that stuff. The only thing that feels a bit out of place in this cabin are the stalks behind the steering wheel. They have this scratchy plastic which does not feel good. I hope Rolls-Royce would have done something else with this, made it a bit more high quality, or made it out of metal or something like that, but for some reason they didn't do it. But that is the only thing that feels out of place. Otherwise everything else is pretty high quality. Then let's take a look at the driver's display at the back over here. So they are digital driver's display, but they look analog because of these rims around over here. So these three rings are actually physical rings that are placed over there. Only the digits and the dials that you see are digital, and you can't change the information in that. They stay as it is, so you don't have a lot of customizability, like for example something that a Bentley has or the Maybach S-Class has. You don't get that over here. The only thing that you can see is your speed, and that's all that matters. But then you can see we have the power reserve. So currently it's on 0 because the car is switched off. When you turn it on, it will be on 100. So that means you have 100% of the power in reserve. And when you accelerate the car, it will show you for example, if you do a launch, accelerate very hard, it might go from 0 to 100. So that means you're using all of the 563 horsepower. So you can, I think, get an idea from that. Then on this side you have your fuel meter and your engine temperature, and below that you have your time and outside air temperature, and below the speedometer you have your trip information. Then we move on to the center screen. The center screen is a bit dim. I do know that. I tried to make it brighter, but for some reason it doesn't do that. I don't know why, but I'll try to show it to you as nicely as possible. It's basically the same infotainment that most of the new Rolls-Royce have. It's a version of BMW's iDrive that has much smoother graphics and a much more stealthier design that fits the Rolls-Royce design theme. But you have a lot of information like my vehicle, your navigation, all that stuff. In my vehicle you can control a lot of the vehicle settings. You also have Apple CarPlay, but I'm not sure if you have Android Auto or not, so I cannot comment on that. Then we come down below and you can see the air vents. They are metal, by the way. I hope you can hear that. These are your organ stops. That's your volume controller. That's also covered in leather on the sides over here. You have your hazard button, central lock. You have your radio controls. Then you have your climate control settings. You have soft, medium, high, or max. So you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You just have soft, medium, high, and max. Then you have your ventilated seats or heated seats. Currently you can see, there we go. So those are your heated seats and ventilated seats. You have a heated steering wheel as well. And then the temperature control is quite different, but it is pretty easy to adjust it to what you want. Down below you can see we have some more wood veneer, and it is a storage space for 2 cup holders. Then we can just close that, And then we come over here. So this is your iDrive controller with some shortcut buttons. These are the buttons to close your driver and passenger doors electronically. Here you have your button for your 360-degree camera. So let me just show it to you. I hope it shows properly. So there you can see we have a 360-degree model of the Rolls-Royce Ghost. It looks quite good and high quality, and it helps you to park the car in a much better way. Then you have your button to raise or lower the air suspension, and I don't know what this button does. If anyone of you know, let me know in the comments down below. Then you have some extra storage space for your phone, and it is lined with felt so that your phone doesn't scratch. Then here you can see we have the armrest, which is nice and soft, and you do have some storage space inside along with a USB-C port and a 12-volt socket as well. So that thing that you see over there is a 12-volt socket, and you do have some storage space in the glove box as well, and it is lined with felt. Then coming up top, that's your rear view mirror. It has a frameless design, which is my favorite. Then you have the central lighting that you see. I do like the lighting signature it has. It has like a soft lighting which looks really good. And then you have some light controls here and your button to control the starlight headliner. So I'll just show that to you. So that's your starlight headliner. You can commission Rolls-Royce to have it like in any constellation that you want, and occasionally there will be like shooting stars going through it, so you might be lucky to see one. Then you have your sun visors right over here along with your vanity mirrors and a light up top, and you might be wondering what this is. So this is like a microphone for when your phone is connected to the car's infotainment system and you want to attend a call, so you can use that microphone to talk. And then here's your grab handle in metal and leather, which feels really high quality, and that's about it in the front. Now let's jump in the back seat and we'll take a look at everything over there. So let's move on to the rear doors now, and to open the rear doors you have this handle right over here, and you can just pull it and it opens up quite nicely. And one thing that we all have to mention when we talk about a Rolls-Royce is the umbrella right over here. So you have a button over there, you just push that and you have a umbrella from Rolls-Royce. Right now this is just a black umbrella, but if you want, Rolls-Royce will color match it according to the color of your car. And now let's talk about the door trim. So the door trim is similar to the front. You have all the same materials like the black leather, this white leather over here, the wood veneer that you see, the door handle, your speaker grills, your window controls, and you have some storage right over there as well. And you also have a small USB-C port, and you have the same kind of stitching, but this particular car has the rear massaging seats that you can see over here. Then here you can see we have the silver side plates with the illuminated Ghost logo. Then here you can see we have the rear seats in the same two-tone finish as in the front. Then you can see we have the nice soft pillows up top. You have your central armrest, and you do have a TV, and you have a table as well with the same wood veneer as on the center consoles and on the door. But now let's take a seat inside and I'll show you all the space and everything. So guys, I am in the back seats of the Rolls-Royce Ghost, and to close the door you have a button right over here. So you press that, and as you can see the door closes. There we go. So let's talk about comfort first. So these seats, as expected, is quite good and feels pretty comfortable as well. And as you can see, I have a decent amount of headroom. The cap still touches the roofline, but without the cap I do have a good amount of headroom. I'll just remind you, I am 6'4" or 195 centimeters. But there's one thing I am not sure about the standard wheelbase Rolls-Royce Ghost, and I'll show it to you right now. So as you can see over here, I do not have a lot of knee room. I have the front passenger seats set according to someone of average height, like 6 feet, but despite that I don't have a lot of knee room. So that means that if you have tall members in the family and you know that you will be traveling with people that are tall all the time, I'll just give you a small advice. Go for the extended wheelbase version. You might not be able to get the black badge, which some people like because of its performance oriented nature, but the extended wheelbase does provide you with extra legroom, and this is something I experienced in the Phantom as well. The Phantom I reviewed was the standard wheelbase version, and even in that I did not have a lot of knee room in the back seats. So in that also I suggested to that you go for the extended wheelbase version, and that is something I will suggest here as well. The only place I didn't have a problem was the Cullinan. As expected, it is an SUV. You do have a lot more room inside, and the Cullinan does not have another extended wheelbase model. So in that Cullinan I did have a good amount of legroom in the back seats. So it all depends on your height and your body shape. I do have a larger body size as well, but despite that I do feel comfortable in these seats. The only problem is the knee room. and because of that I cannot open the table on my side to show you how it looks, because it hits my knees over here and it cannot open fully. But I'll open the table on this side over here, and when you press this button or hold it, you can see the table opens up and the screen comes out as well. So it is the same infotainment as in the front. You can control your navigation, car settings, music, all that stuff, and you have some extra information like your clock and all that stuff. It is a touch screen, as you can see, but if you want to control it without touching the screen, then you have your option over here. So in this armrest you have another iDrive controller that you can use to control the screen over here, and that's your screen. If you want to fold this all away, you can just press this button again and it folds the screen away. But then you have another button on that side, and you press that and hold it, and then the table closes up. Then let's talk about some of the other features. As you can see, we have some decent seat back pockets and they feel pretty high quality. You have some AC vents right over here, and you do have heated and ventilated seats in the back as well. Then as you can see, this particular armrest, when I remove it, it becomes a 3-seater, but you do have an option of getting a full center console as well, but I suggest you don't do that. Then you can see we have some seat controls on the side, and you have your button to recline the seat and all. And right at the front over here we have some cup holders, and you also have some extra storage right underneath over here. That's your 12-volt socket, by the way. If you want, you can get a fridge option, but this particular Ghost does not have that, so it's up to you if you want that or not. Up top you can see we have the central lighting, your controls for it, and your button to control the starlight headliner. So this is to turn it on and off, and this one is to increase the brightness. And over here you can see we have some extra air vents along with your coat hooks, and these are your grab handles, the same quality as in the front. So that was the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. I'll again say that most of you do prefer videos where someone is driving the car and shares the experience of driving a car like a Rolls-Royce. I can't do that because it's kept in the showroom and it's not a test drive vehicle or a media vehicle from Rolls-Royce. Hopefully in the future I get a chance to drive a car like a Rolls-Royce. I think everyone in life oh, I just got distracted because there was a shooting star that just went up, so I got distracted over there. But one thing I always say that everyone should once in a lifetime experience a Rolls-Royce. I obviously am experiencing a Rolls-Royce right now, not by driving it of course, but by experiencing the quality of the materials and the comfort that Rolls-Royce provides in the interior. So that is an experience as well. The driving experience can come later on when you guys help me reach a level where I become recognizable enough to be invited by Rolls-Royce to drive any new car that they release. And that's all I wanted to say. And what do I personally think about the Rolls-Royce Ghost? Like I told you, out of all the 3 models that Rolls-Royce makes, the Ghost is my favorite personally, just because of the looks, because the interior quality is similar across most of the Rolls-Royce products. The Phantom is definitely on another level, but still the Ghost is pretty close to it. But I feel like Rolls-Royce did a good job with their demographic research, because obviously the Rolls-Royce Ghost is aimed at younger buyers, and as you can see, the Rolls-Royce Ghost appeals to me a lot more than someone who is of an older age, like 50 above. So Rolls-Royce did a good job over there. Again, just one more advice: if you're a tall guy and you will be sitting in the back seat a lot, I suggest you go for the extended wheelbase version so that you have a lot more leg room. But other than that, the Rolls-Royce Ghost is pretty good. If you prefer sporty handling and a lot of like top speed acceleration, then the Rolls-Royce Ghost is not for you. Then you should go for the Bentley Flying Spur. But between the Maybach S-Class and the Rolls-Royce Ghost, I think you should go for the Rolls-Royce Ghost. It might be more expensive than the Maybach S-Class, but you do get what you pay for, and that's what matters in the end. So that's all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your bell notification so that you will be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.